as we're jumping into game number 2.
So here we go. Game number 2, there is Kongdoo's draft. Camille, Lee Sin, Rise, Ezreal, and Thresh. Lots of potential, lots of gears available to them. We'll see if they can use it. And then on the flip side, Afreeca, they have that Renekton, Elise, Cassiopeia, Jhin, and Karma. So this composition basically speaks to me that they're looking to go big in the mid game.
Well, we'll see if they can pull that off. Jumping into game number 2 here between the Afreeca Freecs and the Kongdoo Monsters. Join us on the Rift as we join them in battle right now for game number 2. Kongdoo Monster makes his return. That is the SKT skin there for Renekton. Fitting for Marin. Secret looked very excited before getting into this game. That was kind of cool to see. He's getting a chance. Him and Soul exchanging some laughs. Secret was kind of bouncing up and down in this chair. We'll see how his first game goes here.
And it looks like Kongdoo might be looking to do something aggressive.
Ooh, spotted out here by Spirit.
Bottom lane looking to have some action before the minions arrive.
Good start for Secret. He dodges the Karma Q. Gets out of dodge. Apparently, Secret also played on Spanu Korea. Getting that information now. So not a total LCK rookie.
And so far, nothing really unusual from the junglers yet, although Punch did not go to his Wolf camp. We'll have to see if he starts on his Wraiths. Or Raptor camp. No, instead elects to go straight to blue. Waits a little bit before he pulls the trigger on that reactivation. Maybe thought that Spirit could have potentially come down, but that wouldn't make any sense as they had the vision on it.
Talking about the red there.
Yeah.
So, does pick up the red.
This is such a peculiar opening. I don't really know. Oh, that is what they're doing. Okay, so Punch is taking a pretty abstract route where he goes from blue to red to wolves to top, and he looks to alleviate the pressure on Marin because you would assume that Spirit goes onto the right-hand side of the map after red camp, but Spirit is reading this perfectly. And now he's actually going to wrap down to scuttle into mid and transition into the right side of the jungle. This is actually such super high-level gameplay. Wait a minute, he's actually just reading this for exactly what it is.
What the hell? That's going to be the kill onto Punch. And Marin gets it. So a great guy to get first blood on. Edge, meanwhile, is forced to flash away, but Kuro can definitely look at Spirit. He's like, oh. Look at me, I am such a genius.
Oh, you know, you called him a genius and you jinxed him. He missed the cocoon because of you. How do you feel?
It was my fault. I'm sorry, everybody.
But, I mean, aside from that, the early game routes, I don't even care that Punch got red. What they were both doing was so advanced and so high level. It was really beautiful because I wasn't even seeing it as a possibility because I didn't entertain Punch or Spirit to really play to that efficiency.
I just love Spirit's reaction too. He's like, oh, I'm the greatest. So.
And you just see exactly what's happening. Blasting Plant locks him up with the cocoon. Marin flashes to chain the stun. A pretty easy pickup by Afreeca to start this game. And honestly, I think that takes the cake for the best high-level jungle route pathing for both junglers so far in LCK Spring, at least with the very, very opening clear. very beginning clear.
Yeah, very cool to see. Now Marin picking up first blood is in a pretty nice spot. He was already doing pretty well against Roach.
He got the red and blue buffs to complement his outfit.
Oh, that's
what
perfect.
It was.
Okay.
That's why they did it. Now it all makes sense. He's got to go out in style. Now they know where Punch is as well because he elected to hit that plant. Not so sure that that was the best decision because it gives away where he is and what he could be doing right now. Marin makes a little bit of a mistake right there, taking that turret shot.
Roach is going to go on to this. Look at Marin's health right now. He's down to really, really low, and this might be a kill going the other way.
What?
Life steals just a bit, going to flash forward, and there is the kill onto Marin.
I'm not quite sure. Those are the type of kills that we usually never get to see. Just seemed like a total lack of damage foresight right there. A little bit too disrespectful. Interestingly enough, though, that was actually enabled by that turret shot in a way.
Yeah. I think you're exactly right when you, maybe not disrespect, but like overconfidence, you know? Like they destroyed them. He had that amazing Maokai game in game 1, and then game 2 he gets first blood, and he's renekted against Camille, and he's just like, yeah, I'm the greatest, I'm the best. And he just like misreads it a bit. Now we're gonna see the 2v2 up here as Roach hits level 6. Can they actually get the kill though? Punch stays alive. Needs to get a couple more shots perhaps. Punch is actually going to get out here, and uh-oh, Spirit getting super low. And they're actually gonna give the kill over to Roach. So there you go, a couple of kills going over to Kongdoo now, as Camille is 2-0-1, and Lee up at 1-1-1.
And I really got to hand it to these junglers. I really like that Kongdoo, they assessed last game and they say to themselves, hey, we did pretty good in mid lane. We did pretty good in bottom lane. We're going to focus more on the top lane this game. And Spirit is reading Punch like a book, but it doesn't really seem to matter that much, at least not in this game, as Roach had the level 6. And it's not just the extra spell, it's also the base levels, base damage. And Punch here as well. Spirit wasn't quite able to kill him and trade 1-for-1. Ends up going down there right in the end. And so for the time being, Camille is going to be a little bit out of control. And Roach, who maybe was feeling a little unconfident coming into the match, being forced onto the hard carry top lane champion, so far has been having a pretty good performance, even though he is losing in CS.
Yeah, looking good so far. And what looks like a small mistake turns into even a wider gap up in top, as somehow Marin is still controlling the wave. You can see it's pushing into Roach, so Roach isn't getting too close. And now we have Tushin actually going for a bit of a rotation up top. And he will be spotted by a ward. They immediately ping that like 3-4 times, saying, okay, Tushin's up near mid. Be very careful.
We'll see what happens next. Current Dragon is mountain as well, and if either team is going to be looking to capitalize on it, it would probably be in the next 2 to 3 minutes. I really like that Secret now and Punch seem to be on the same page. They're moving together, securing vision control, clearing things out.
And they do move in towards the back tri-brush over here. And they are spotted. There's not much that Afreeca can do to stop this blue buff being taken, but will they collapse here? They're looking to maybe do it. Kuro coming from the left side. Tushin and Kramer on the right, but they do get out thanks to a lantern.
Kongdoo, I really like how proactive they're being right now, looking to make stuff happen. They also have that Rise ultimate, so anytime that they have proper vision control, which they do, on the right-hand side of the map, Rise can easily go into the Fog of War, and even if he doesn't take the ultimate to bottom, just the threat of it can make Afreeca have to react. as if Rise were going to go.
The supports here nearing level 6. We could see some action if Thresh lands a hook down near bot. You can see both 80 carries are level 7. Here we go. Secret hits 6. But Spirit is actually waiting nearby for this. And there is a control ward in that brush, so they do not know about this. Here comes Spirit. They land the Deadly Flourish, and the big flash there from Secret are going to be slowed up. But it looks like Afreeca is just going to give this one up, not going to die for that.
Spirit wasn't able to get the cocoon. CC was freed up. Secret did get to flash away, but what this should end up enabling is now Afreeca are going to be in the driver's seat in terms of vision control around the right side river. And this all plays into the upcoming dragon attempt that we can expect in the near future. Meanwhile, up in top lane, that CS lead for Marin continues to stay that way, although he is getting zoned out ever so slightly right now. He already does have that Black Cleaver complete. And Afreeca probably are going to look to take the dragon or go for some sort of a fight around the time that Kuro will complete his Abyssal Scepter.
Looks like it. Roach looking to potentially take another trade here. Has a level on Marin. Marin going to get the better of that one. And you can see Tushin makes his way towards mid once again. Really looking for some kind of rotation play. Lantern thrown out, just denying Kramer. But there was actually nobody there. It was just a fake. We have a fight up here at top.
Looks like they were trying to bait Marin in, but then once Spirit arrived, they decided that they did not want to mess with that. Punch now going to move down towards mid lane. They're trying to set something up onto Kuro. They don't know that Rot or Edge is in that brush for certain. Now he does re-walk back over the ward.
We have Punch actually clearing out all the vision for Camille to potentially move towards mid, but then Edge just pushes into the lane. And I'm sure Marin is telling his team that, hey, Camille is missing, Roach isn't here up in top, so he just chooses to move back up to top lane. Spirit making his way bot again. Really looking for a setup. We don't have flash on Secret right now, so if they can land the Deadly Flourish, he's as good as dead. Deciding, though, maybe to push them back first. Okay, they are seen. Some pings going down onto that Mountain Drake. With the Cassiopeia, it's definitely, you know, it can be taken out very quickly, but they decide against it.
Getting the Scuttle Crab. Now a fight happening up in top lane. Remember, both top laners have teleport. Trading now happening in bottom. Lots of potential for fights across the map.
You can see Tushin and Kramer are first on the rotation towards the dragon. Oh no, they are going to start it.
So I knew that it would be probably around 13, 14 minutes that the dragon attempt would occur, but a little bit surprised that Kuro wouldn't take part in this.
Punch didn't have a smite, he used it on the big raptor. So he is going to kick Tushin away. Here comes Secret, tons of damage onto Kramer, and he should go down there from Edge on the top side, but Edge had to go really, really deep. But look at all that AoE damage. Edge actually forcing them way back. Here comes the Rune Warp. Trying to come in. Can he land any kind of stun onto anyone? No. Marin in the back did use his ultimate in a bit of trouble now. Will be locked up by Roach. Has to fight a 1v5. Will attempt to get a kill onto Edge. Oh, so close. The exhaust keeps Edge alive, and they did pick up Marin.
That was pretty tense right there. I thought Marin was going to be able to trade his life for Edge's. But in the end, Kongdoo, they come out ahead in terms of the fight. We're going to take another look at it. So, as you pointed out, Punch did not have Smite available. They end up picking up the Dragon. You see the Dudley Flourish lock up Punch. Kramer almost deleted without Edge's assistance, but Edge eventually picks him up here. And then look at the amount of damage that comes out onto Tushin, Kuro, and Spirit. And credit to Kongdoo Monsters actually using the Rise ultimate much better than in their previous series. Almost able to actually chase down Afreeca. Came up a little bit short, and Marin just was completely out of position.
The main difference in gold right now is actually in mid, as Edge has about 900 gold up on Kuro. Everywhere else is pretty even. The bot lane is about 300 ahead on both of the members. So that's really where the gold difference comes in for both of these teams. Here comes Spirit down bot again. Actually, a ping going on to Punch as maybe Edge and Punch look to rotate down there. Spirit is, or rather, Secret is also in the river.
They don't know that Spirit is here right now. This could get very dangerous for Kongdoo Monsters, although Secret and Soul both have their flash still available to them.
Meanwhile, vision cleared out here by Kongdoo in mid as Secret and Punch look to potentially dive Kuro. There's the flash and the hook, immediate cleanse, and an ultimate there out of Kuro, and he will survive. Wow, nicely done.
He was so quick with everything that he had to do.
Ooh, the tower race, and Kongdoo wins. Get first blood turret. Oh, wait. It says, yeah, okay, that was Kongdoo to get that first.
Tower race, pretty nerve-wracking, but...
Oh boy, the hook onto Spirit. He is all alone, attempting to do some burst damage onto Secret, but he will survive. Now 7-1 here in favor of Kongdoo. They do have a 2.7k gold lead in this game.
And meanwhile, Roach looking to extend that a little bit further. Has the Sheen, it's not quite the Trinity Force, but still aids with knocking that turret down. Take another quick replay of what's happening and watch Kuro here. So they go in onto him, Punch manages to get, oh, never mind, this wasn't that replay. I'm an idiot.
Well, Punch with a nice play. Onto Kuro, Kuro perhaps staying a little bit too close.
Managed to just get ward hopped and deleted by Punch. And you can see he was just waiting to pick up that wave there, but right now, Kongdoo Monsters, they're in a pretty good position, but they've gotten into this position in other games in LCK. And the real problem that I mentioned earlier on before the series started was, can they convert this into the ability to close?
Yeah, easier said than done, especially when they've had so much trouble with it before. Afreeca, lots of them grouping up mid. Teleport ready on both Roach and Marin. But no real objectives coming up for the next minute and a half. Both Infernal Drake and the Baron gonna spawn around the same time.
Kongdoo just moving around the map, waiting for waves to come to them. And a lot of people might be looking at this as in Afreeca is going to need some desperate plays to get back into it, but they still do have that luxury of that 2 and 2.5 item spike for their team. But after that, I feel like it will be all downhill to a certain extent.
Yeah, especially from behind, it's going to make it harder to carry from that spot. Oh boy, Marin is going to get cornered here. Has to try to clear the wave, and look at all those tower hits actually onto Roach. He gets pretty low, but it looks like Marin will go down in the end. Trade that tower aggro onto Edge. They pick up the top turret and the kill.
Kuro here waiting, perhaps if anyone tried to go up and get that final wave to pick up some gold, maybe he would try to kill them and pick them off, but no one bit.
Infernal Drake in 4 seconds.
Afreeca's in position to take this. Punch, not gonna be in position in time, I don't think.
Soul doing his best to try to steal as he had in game 1, but not quite able to. I mean, he wasn't successful in game 1, but he tried multiple times.
You know what I just noticed is Soul has a different chroma on Ezreal, so he changed his clothes from the previous game.
Well,
maybe that's why they lost. It was
some
the
players
outfit.
are suspicious, maybe.
And now Punch gonna be able to steal away the red buff from Kramer at this point as they try to move around the map. Not quite 2 items completed yet though for Afreeca, so they're still gonna want to just wait and stabilize, or at least try to, until they can get to that point.
You see that Marin can barely break through the shield of Roach when they trade. So, I mean, he can sustain a little bit here as he is Renekton with that big wave. And you can see also that Roach is getting a little bit lower on his mana.
Waves keep getting sent in to Edge, and the other problem about this is that Kongdoo monsters have the 1-3-1 available.
Oh, nice hook there onto Spirit. They're going to land him in the box, too. Not quite able to jump away. And even the Rune Warp, too, from Rise, kind of unnecessary, but does group up with his team, and that's going to be a kill onto the jungler. We'll see if Kongdoo does want to go in onto the Baron. Yes, they will. Teleport coming in as well. They're calling in the teleport here of Marin, so they do want to try to contest. Can they actually do it? The flash forward from Kuro, getting the ultimate down. Kicking him out, though, getting so much damage on both Karma and the Cassiopeia. Marin, though, he's going pretty crazy. Is able to pick up the kill onto Soul and onto Punch. Now lots of members of Kongdoo on the run, and they might just be able to get away. It's extremely close. Will be slowed up. They do have the vision onto Secret. They should be able to clean him up. There it is.
Oh, and I think that might be all she wrote.
Well, Spirit's going to get his revenge. Well, never mind. Doesn't even get an assist. So, Kramer beating a bit greedy. Gets that up. But Baron goes over to Kongdoo, but 3 members do pay their lives for it.
One of the members that did get it, though, is the Camille. But taking a look at this replay, it looked like Kongdoo were going to potentially throw the game almost with this Baron, but just so much damage coming out, deleting Koro from the fight. And Marin and Kramer were left to try to pick up what remaining members of Kongdoo did survive. Couldn't quite pick up Edge, but Secret, I'm almost positive he actually would have gotten that recall off if he just let it channel.
Maybe he thought there was a ward in there. But even so, I think he might have been able to get away.
And now, interestingly enough, for Kongdoo monsters, the 2 champions that they want to have Baron do have Baron. So at least they can look at that positively.
Marin taking a big chunk of damage. And he is essentially the guy that needs to respond to Roach in the lane. So he's going to call Kramer over. And I highly doubt they'll be able to pick up any kills onto a champion like Camille that can just mobility herself out of there. So the push in mid should be pretty strong as Kramer a little bit out of position. They do land the Deadly Flourish, and here comes the curtain call. Punch eating a bunch of that damage. Ooh, big hit. Uh-oh, Marin is going to get locked down. He does ultimate. Can he actually fight against this? The stun coming out. Oh, the True Shot Barrage will pick up the kill.
I think that really just hit Marin right in his soul. He thought that he had probably gotten away. And he ends up going down, and the tower falls with him. And now in mid lane, you can see Spirit doesn't have much mana remaining. Kuro trying to take a trade against Edge.
Not going to turn out well. And Soul trying to channel a little bit of Bang. shifting forward. And Afreeca is just crumbling under the pressure right now. They're going to lose one inhibitor. They've lost multiple towers from this Baron now.
Afreeca almost at a 10,000 gold lead.
Kongdoo, rather.
Kongdoo, almost at a 10,000 gold lead, and I mean, how often are they ever in a position like this? Probably feeling very comfortable right now, and so thus far, I mean, Secret on the Thresh has certainly helped out a lot this game. Been doing a good job, but I mean, I think that the real point has been Punch and Roach stepped up big since last series, even after starting the game with that deficit.
Well, Marin might be caught out here. Nope, not going to go for the Camille ultimate. Gonna play it a bit safer. Afreeca, they're not totally out of this yet. The Baron buff is now off of all the Kongdoo monster members. The next dragon also is a Cloud Drake, which won't really help either team, especially not Kongdoo. So there is a ton of burst damage though onto Marin. Kuro desperately trying to get a bit of damage himself. Oh man, not gonna get the kill, but will force Marin all the way back. They will pick up another turret here as the onslaught continues from Kongdoo.
I like how slow they're playing this. They're not too quick to potentially throw away their lead.
Oh, they want the kill, the Clans. But this should be enough to take out Edge. They're on the chase, but look at that. Roach just getting up in their faces. A huge amount of burst damage, and Kongdoo will turn this around. And nobody's going to die just yet. They're going to rune warp forward, too. They want Spirit. Here comes Marin trying to be the hero. Can he 1v4? The answer is no. Now they're just going to teleport into the base and go for the end, and they should be able to get this one. So Kongdoo able to turn it around and take game number 2.
Kongdoo Monsters coming up big here as well, and this has to be a giant confidence boost because now you're looking at this like Afreeca, and Roach just actually won with a carry champion, but not only that, he played extremely well on it, showing them that they can't be as disrespectful in the draft phase or try to draft against that in this particular manner. And I mean, that has to feel great right now if you're Kongdoo.
Yeah, they're feeling it. You could tell that Secret was really, really happy. He had a very nice game on that Thresh, as you were saying.
Final score 1-1 and 11. Likes the number 1 man.
Yeah, he does. 4 of them.
Yep, he made it so that Kongdoo could finally pick up a win. Well, not him alone, but did play a part in that. And we'll see what happens in game number 3. Marin not having the best performance on that Renekton up in top lane, especially, which was so surprising given the early lead that he got. A double buff at level 3.
Imagine getting first blood double buff and then still dying into a solo kill. It's not going to feel good for Marin. Guys, we're going to take a 2-minute break before we get to the analyst test.